Frugal people, we approach grocery shopping just a little bit differently than the average customer, but it means that we get a lot of food for a really low price. Hey, if you don't know me, I'm Hope. This is Under the Median, where practical frugality meets real life. This video is a response to a lot of viewers who said, can you please show us a grocery haul? It's been a while since you have, so here you go, our grocery haul. A couple of things you need to know before we talk about the haul though. One is that, especially at this time of the year, we start counting down how much money do we have left to spend on groceries from now until December 31st. And in this case, it's a little over $183 is what we have left in the grocery budget. Now, the question is, how much of that $183 did I spend on this entire haul? I want to talk a little bit about the haul, but first you need to know, before we even left to go to the grocery store, I did what we call our perishable food inventory. It means I looked in our fridge and looked on the countertops. Anything that was perishable, I pulled it out and I inventoried it. And that perishable food list is what, guys? It is prioritized. So that means the items with the shortest shelf life go all the way to the top of that prioritized food list. So what that means is that those are the items that I'm going to use up first. And then I used that perishable food inventory and I created a menu plan. So before I even went to the grocery store, I knew exactly what I was going to make. Now, to complete the menu plan, I used that inventory sheet that I'd created and I figured out what can I make that has mostly things that I already have in the house. Before we went to the grocery store, I looked at the ads to make sure I knew what I was buying. I had a specific list. Make a list. Stick to the list. We'll see if we stick to the list. Here is the entire grocery haul. So I want you to weigh in the comment section. How much of our $183 we have remaining for the entire year for groceries did I spend on all of the items on the table? Now I'll go through and I'll tell you each store and I'll tell you what I paid for each item. The first place that we headed was Kroger. This was very much a strategy on our part, because Kroger has a markdown section that the other grocery stores we went to, they don't have a really good markdown section. So I wanted to hit the grocery store first that had the highest probability of having items on markdown that I'd be able to get. In this case, it wasn't that great, guys. It happens sometimes. They had zero, zilch, nada, nothing in the produce section that was marked down that I wanted. And so I headed to the bread section. They did have some bread. This is premium bread. It was $1.75, which honestly, it's a markdown, but it's just an okay price, but I went ahead and bought it. These hot dog buns, okay, they probably have zero nutritional value, like none, but they were 75 cents. The other thing to bear in mind is that you can use hot dog buns for things other than hot dogs. You can dry them out and then you can blend them up in the food processor and you can make breadcrumbs out of them. You can also make croutons out of them. You can also make breadsticks out of them. Do you see what I'm saying? Think about all the different things you can do with each of the items that you're getting. These look more interesting to me, and they did not look deformed like the other ones did. They were, however, a little more expensive. They were $1.15. That was the markdown bread section. Sometimes, look, when you're looking for markdowns, sometimes it's just the luck of the draw. It's whether you walk into the store at the right time. Kroger Natural Peanut Butter was on sale for $2.19, but you know what I paid for this? $0. Because I make sure that I am on the mailing list for Kroger. Make sure you sign up for their store loyalty card, guys. They're going to send you paper coupons in the mail. And periodically, they're also going to send you an email that says, hey, check because we just added some very cool coupons to your shopper's card. So you go on there and their coupons especially curated for you. And a lot of times I don't even have to clip the coupon. I don't have to take a paper coupon in. You just clip it digitally. And I've gotten a bunch of jars of peanut butter for free just for digital coupons. This was a paper coupon that was free. This is salsa verde. Now, one of the things that frugal people do is they tend to think outside the box. I have my menu plan all done, but we're pretty good at pivoting when we find things like this, $1.35 for salsa verde. I thought, what can I do with the items I have at home that I can incorporate some Mexican this week? Celestial Seasoning tea. Markdown section, $1.81. Do you know what these are going in? These are gonna be little stocking stuffers for my kids because they really like herbal tea. Kids, I hope you're not watching. They're gonna be in your stocking. And one more markdown bread, $1.75. So let me look and see what we spent at Kroger. Kroger was $12.65. Oh, I forgot the tofu. I eat a lot of tofu. This is $1.99. That's the regular price at Kroger, but they sent me a paper coupon for 40 cents off. So I got 40 cents off of that. A little over $12. That was the Kroger part of the haul. Next place we headed, literally across the street from Kroger, is Hy-Vee. Like, it's not that far. Hang on, before we go to Hy-Vee. This was at Kroger too, markdown section. Now, once again, let's talk pivoting. Pasta was on sale for 97 cents at Hy-Vee, but look what I found on the markdown bin at Kroger, 56 cents. Be aware of what stuff costs at stores that you're also going to, because sometimes you'll find a deal. And so clearly I marked that off of my Hy-Vee list because I just got it at Kroger. Now we're moving on to Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee had sugar on sale. We are almost out of sugar. Y'all, I bought a 10-pound bag of sugar at Costco like 2 months ago. It's down about 3/4 of the bag. What are we using sugar for? I'm not even really baking. I baked a little bit, but not much. Be aware of how long items are lasting you. Because what this made me realize is, man, maybe we're putting sugar in too many things. I don't know. That doesn't seem like very long to me for a bag of sugar to last. But this was on sale. Now, I looked around before we headed out to the stores, and I was convinced in my mind. I checked Sam's, which generally is the lowest price per ounce. It was not. The lowest price per ounce, as far as I knew, was what I found at Kroger. But then I saw Hy-Vee was having a baking sale. Whoa. Make sure that you know what time of the year certain things go on sale. There's always baking sales going on around Christmas time. So this made Hy-Vee sugar the cheapest in town. So I got 2 4-pound bags of that. Hy-Vee flour, once again, same baking sale. 5-pound bag of flour, $1.48. Yes. Once again, you can use this flour for a lot of things. You always bake a lot more at the holidays, but I make homemade pancake mix for just a few cents per ounce. So 5 pounds of this is gonna go in homemade pancake mix for Larry because he loves his homemade pancakes. Cream cheese, $1.27. I got 1, 2, 3 of them. Our son Phil's gonna be super excited because we don't eat cheese, but Phil does. One more thing that I got at Hy-Vee, 4 bags of pretzels, 99 cents per bag. And once again, I'm already thinking in terms of whenever we get snacks, first of all, a lot of times, like especially if it's tortilla chips or something, I'm using that in conjunction with a recipe. I'm not just serving tortilla chips. So some of these pretzels, I'm feeling like I could use it for some desserts and some other things around Christmas time. So that's part of what those will go for. And then inevitably there are people that stop by. So it's nice to have a little snack to give to them when they stop by. What did we spend for all that at Hy-Vee? We spent $15.88. Let's move on to the next store. One of the things that we do is we buy in bulk. Now we have a specific part of our grocery budget that goes every year toward bulk purchases. And we use a lot, guys, I can't even pick it up. We use a lot of soy sauce. And I think we can all agree, this is a lot of soy sauce. 1 gallon of soy sauce, $12.88. You cannot beat that price anywhere else in town. This is at GFS, Gordon Food Service, which is a Midwest grocery store chain. They also are the only place in town that has a couple of spices that I really like that they stock on the regular. Know what the prices are at grocery stores And there's always specific stores that we like to buy specific things at. Once again, giving you tips as I go through about how frugal people just envision food a little bit differently than the average person. And thus we shop a little bit differently in order to get the best prices. I'm going to move some stuff out of the way, guys. Give me a hot second. I'll pop right back in and we'll have Aldi ready for you. If you are going to buy stuff at full price, Aldi is usually the cheapest place in town. Most of this, in fact, almost all of it was full price at Aldi. We got some raisins for a little over $4. 3 pounds of yellow onions. Yellow mustard still under $1 at Aldi. 95 cents for yellow mustard. It is Larry's favorite. Pickles. These were on sale. I'll pull one out so you can see. Avocados. These I have seen going up in price recently. I think it's because of the tariffs, especially if they're imported. They're starting to go up in price. 49 cents. This is very, very green. Very, very green. It's not going to be ripe for probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. But I got 6 of them, and we'll wait and see if they all start to ripen at the same time. If you have avocados, they start, all of a sudden you look in your avocado bowl and you're like, they're all ripe. You can stick them into the refrigerator. It'll slow that ripening process. You can stick them in the freezer and then thaw them when you're ready to use them. Bananas. It was oranges that were on sale. The oranges were bad.
Yeah, they were bad.
You could not pick up a 4-pound bag of oranges, of the oranges that were left, and not find at least one of the oranges that was just totally rotten. And it gives one pause for concern, does it not? Mm-hmm. So we left the oranges. We're completely flat out of fruit. I'm cooking up the rest of the apples today, which is one of the things I discovered when I went through and did my perishable food inventory. We had a bowl of apples in the refrigerator that had been in there a while. They're getting soft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook them down with a little bit of lemon juice, brown sugar, cinnamon, and it'll make like a sauce, like a sweetened apple type chunky sauce. And we're going to put it over oatmeal this week. So think about what you can do when stuff is starting to get a little bit on the edge. But so we pivoted. In store, we pivoted, and I'm like, what else can we do? So we bought bananas. One of our fave salsas, like $2.49. Great price at Aldi. Here's something else. 2 years ago, these were 75 cents. Now they're $1.79. Saltine crackers. We do use them in soups quite a bit. Unsweetened almond milk. If it's not on sale someplace else, now that's the thing. You have to have like a grocery price book, where you know that if it's not on sale anywhere else, almond milk is the cheapest place is going to be Aldi. These were the surprise. Fresh cranberries. They were marked down from $1 to 50 cents. Well, 99 cents marked down to 49 cents. So I was not planning to use cranberries at all. Now I am, because that is a great price for cranberries. Cranberry muffins. Guys, homemade muffins. Look, I got the sugar. I got the flour. I got the cranberries. Once again, start envisioning whatever you're buying. Figure out how it fits together. And homemade cranberry muffins are so easy to make. They don't take very long. It's like 7 ingredients. You put them in the oven 18 minutes and they're all done. And they are really, really good. The other thing is I can make these ahead, and I can freeze them so that when the kids come over around Christmas time, I can have the cranberry muffins all cooked and ready to go. So it's the moment of truth. How much are you guessing in the comment section that I spent everything, all totaled? Dun dun. Okay, that was my dramatic music. Dun 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 dun. I spent $70 and just a smidge of change. So remember, I had $183 remaining in the grocery fund for now, between now and December 31st. I am easily, I think, gonna make it to December 31st, and we will once again have fed our family of 4 for an average of $200 a month. Now, if that surprises you and you're thinking, what else does she do so that she can make this happen with that low grocery budget? We did a video, now it's a couple of years old because we did it after the first year that we dropped the grocery budget to $200, but all of the concepts and ideas and hacks that I share are still completely the same today as they were 2 years ago. This will be starting in 2026. It'll be the 4th year that our grocery budget has been $200 a month. That video where I talk about all the grocery hacks, how to feed your family for $200 a month, it's right over there. Go watch it next.